YouTube, man? It's your boy T2 Enoxy, but shh, don't tell nobody. Look, check this out. As you guys can see by the title of the video and the thumbnail, yes, we are back on Police Files. But the title of the video that we are reacting to from Police Files is talking about when dirty cops gets on in court. So as that being said, we're ready to see what Police Files got for us today. So listen, I'm gonna need y'all go ahead and like and subscribe and turn my post notifications. If you're not an Enoxy family yet, all you gotta do is put down in the comment section, hashtag KNOXYYFAM. I'm gonna like and let you know that you're an Enoxy family. It's that simple. And step 2, make sure to go follow me on my Instagram as well. We'll be linked down in the description, so it's gonna be easy for you guys to follow it so you don't have to follow nobody else and you think that is me. But the whole time it's not Enoxy, no bullshit. And thirdly, comment something positive down in the comment section. I really appreciate if you guys do so, you know what I'm saying? And today, chat, I am smoking on a banana backwood, you know what I'm saying? Matches the shit that I got on, you know what I'm saying? So why not go with the flow? So listen, I already got my wood right here. I'm gonna need y'all to go ahead and bow your heads. Follow along. I really appreciate if you guys do so. Without further ado, let's go ahead and get started with this prayer. Thank you, God, for this wood. Bless it and purify us. In Jesus' name we pray. We smoke. Now, chat, I did just went live earlier. Before I even start recording type shit, no bullshit. Chat was going crazy. The Enoxy family was going crazy. If you want to see me go live, just turn my post notifications so you know exactly when I start going live or post any video on my channel. So you don't miss a beat, because no cap, I ain't gonna lie, but we had a great time. I was smoking this wood. I ain't even finished it on live. I told them that I had to make a reaction video, and this will be at right here, right now. I said about bum. Let's go get started with the video, man. I'm trolling. I'm gonna skip this ad, chat. Make sure y'all can bet.
In this video, we'll be talking about some instances where cops got completely owned in court.
Okay.
So without any further delay, let's get down to it.
Bet.
We begin with the court hearing of a now former police officer, Eric Fritz, who you can see in the presence of his lawyer. In July 2016, Officer Fritz pulled over a car, arresting the driver, and allegedly took the passenger, a woman named Melissa McMillan, to a hotel where he assaulted her on 3 separate occasions.
Whoa! Whoa! You just fucked me up. Now I'm even more high because I just coughed. Second, you took the passenger, the woman in the passenger seat. That's like you taking my bitch. That's like you taking my bitch that was just sitting in the passenger seat, right? To a hotel, and you assaulted her 3 ways. What you mean by that? First off, if you didn't fuck, you had to fuck her. She's out of there. I'ma sue you for fucking my bitch, cause that's my property, basically. And not just that. After I sue you, that bitch gotta go. She's not getting paid with me. No, you just fuck. I don't give a fuck if you did this just because. Oh, I did it so you can sue him so we can give him some money. No, fuck that shit, bitch. You out of here. But it really do sound like that he physically like, hey, put your hands behind your back, man. You ready to go to jail. But the whole time he took her to a hotel. That would have been even more crazier.
Here, the judge was informing him that he could be facing a maximum penalty of 15 years in prison.
Only?
Then Melissa started sharing her horrific experience with Officer Fritz,
Right.
accusing him of using her intoxicated state as an opportunity to have intimate relations with her. She added that her life had forever been changed, and every aspect of her life had been affected by that experience.
Right.
She also said that her friends and family, including her children, had to witness her going through hell because of what he did to her.
Right.
As a result, she now can't see a police vehicle without feeling fear or being reminded of what happened to her. The poor woman then expressed remorse because she had too much to drink and consequently put herself in a vulnerable position.
Right.
She also said that she couldn't remember leaving the bar that night. Melissa expressed deep regret that she didn't know that the driver of the car was also intoxicated, which ultimately led them to being pulled over by Officer Fritz.
Me, who knew I was highly intoxicated, yet you used that as a selfish opportunity. My life has been forever changed. Every aspect of my life has been affected. My children have struggled. My friends, family, and loved ones have watched me through a year of hell. I can't see a police vehicle without feeling fear or be reminded of what happened.
Facts.
I made a poor decision to have too many drinks, putting myself in a vulnerable position.
Well, I can't say that. I mean, you drinking too much don't have nothing to do with you. Now, I can see if you was the one that was driving, yeah, you made a mistake. But you really, this not a mistake. Anybody drinks. Everybody drinks. I ain't gonna say everybody, but most people drinks. Most people smoke. Some people don't do nothing. So it doesn't matter what you was doing. That's like me saying I just smoked like 10 woods and I was in the passenger seat sleep, and then all of a sudden all I know was I was in the hotel. I don't remember exactly when he put me over, but I just know he put me over and whoop whoop bam bam, I left here. And now I'm going through this. I feel, though, I ain't gonna lie, I felt pain on bullshit, because that's kind of crazy that you can't look at a police officer like you're supposed to call the police to help you on situations. And she can't even sit there and make that call because she's traumatized about what happened. You gotta understand that shit. Like she get paid. Yeah, she ready to get some money. Chat, she ready to get paid. They ain't the reason, they ain't the main reason, but shit's fucked up.
Officer Fritz, to add something, he started apologizing to everyone,
Wow.
including his friends, family, and co-workers. And in the end, he even apologized to Melissa. But here's the thing. He only apologized for offering to take her to a hotel room, and he just ignored everything else,
Right.
saying that he never should have put her in that situation.
Mr. Fritz, anything you wish to say?
Yes, Your Honor. First, I'd like to apologize to my friends and family who I've actually let down. I'd also like to apologize for my coworkers who I embarrassed by my decisions. I'd also like to apologize to the people of Coker Township for my actions that night. And I absolutely would like to apologize for Ms. Miller for my horrific decision of offering her a hotel room. I never should offer her a hotel room in the first place. It never should happen. I never should put her in that situation.
The judge then proceeded to remind him of his oath to protect, serve, and uphold to the highest ethical standards. She called him out for exploiting and preying upon a woman who was entirely helpless due to her intoxicated state.
Right.
She also
We're on the ad.
accused him of using his badge and the authority and power it granted him as means to implement his criminality.
You took a law enforcement oath of honor to protect and to serve and to uphold the highest of ethical standards. Instead, you preyed upon and exploited, damaged a woman who was entirely helpless due to excessive intoxication. Even more disturbing to this court is the fact that you used your badge, authority, and power it grants you as a means to implement your criminality.
Woo! So you was abusing your. Hey, I'm gonna need you to get out the car just because I'm the police officer. So whatever I say, you're gonna have to deal with it. Get in that car, come with me. I'm gonna take you to a hotel. We're ready to do this type shit. That's exactly what just happened. And she was intoxicated, so that means that she really bro, she could not control herself. She couldn't fight back if she wanted to. It wasn't gonna, you know how you fight in your dreams, bro? That's how it is when you fight when you're drunk. You're gonna throw a punch, but that shit gonna be. Like, what? But facts. It's just crazy, bro. She couldn't really protect herself. And I wonder what happened to the nigga that was driving. Who was driving? What happened to them? Well, of course, they in jail because they was under the influence while they were driving. So, but her? That's crazy.
You betrayed her, you betrayed your fellow officers,
Mm-hmm.
you betrayed mightily the public trust all of us in.
The video ends with the judge telling him that he betrayed everyone by doing what he did.
Right.
Officer Fritz had only been an officer in Covert Township for 2 months prior to this incident. After he was charged, he immediately resigned. He pleaded no contest to a lesser charge of unlawful imprisonment, while the other 2 charges of first-degree criminal sexual conduct and kidnapping were dropped. Officer Fritz was eventually sentenced to 1 year in jail and 5 years of probation.
1 year in jail, 5 year probation. They dropped the motherfucking the kidnapping and the sexual harassment or sexual contact, whatever you want to call that shit. Bro, what? That's the main thing. That's one of the biggest shit. Kidnapping, but you facing 20, bro. I ain't gonna lie. Fuck it, 25. I ain't gonna cap. That sexual shit, that shit gotta be 15. So you should have served at least 30. But, they lower that shit down, so you probably should have faced like at least 20. But still, 1 year, she just went through some traumatizing shit, and she's not gonna get through that shit till she die. And the only thing I could give him is a year. I know in her mind is like, damn, like, so this nigga only in there for a year? That's 12 months. Once 1 month is over with, he got 11 months to go. That's less than a year. Like, hell no. I need this nigga to serve. Like, no cap. Nigga, people that get domestic violence, but they got way more. What? 2 years to 5 years to 10 years. What? But this nigga a year? Nigga's an officer.
As for Melissa McMillan, she was awarded more than $100,000 following a settlement finalized on January 30th, 2020 in federal court. Here we have a judge informing everyone in the courtroom that the jury had reached a verdict in the case against former Fort Worth, Texas police officer Aaron Dean. It should be noted that the jury deliberated for about 13 hours before they handed down the sentence.
Right.
Once the jury entered the courtroom, they confirmed that they reached a verdict. The judge then read their statement, saying that they found Aaron Dean guilty beyond a reasonable doubt of the offense of manslaughter in the fatal shooting of a Tatiana Jefferson who had been playing video games with her 8-year-old nephew. The jury sentenced him to 11 years, 10 months, and 12 days in prison.
Wow.
After reading that he ordered everyone to be seated, he went on to ask each individual juror if that verdict was their individual verdict, and they all confirmed that it was.
Right.
Verdict reads, we the jury, having found the defendant Aaron York Dean guilty beyond a reasonable doubt of the offense of manslaughter, assess his punishment and confinement in the Texas Department of Criminal Justice for 11 years, 10 months, 12 days. They do not assess a fine. And it is signed by the presiding juror. You may be seated. Thank you very much. Juror number 1, is this your verdict?
Yes, Your Honor.
Juror number 3, is this your verdict?
Yes, Your Honor.
Juror number 4, is this your verdict?
Yes, Your Honor.
Juror number 6, is this your verdict?
The judge then spoke to Aaron Dean and told him that he'd be transferred to the director of the Texas Department of Criminal Justice to serve his sentence. He also said that he would be awarded credit for all the time he spent in custody, which would be the period from the day of his arrest to the day of his sentencing. The judge also informed him that he has the right to appeal the jury's decision. It should be noted that the jury rejected a murder charge that could have sent Dean to prison for life. During the trial, Dean's lawyer said that his client was acting in self-defense when he shot Jefferson after he saw a weapon in the window. And Dean himself said that he thought he was responding to a scene of burglary when he saw an armed figure in a window of Jefferson's home.
Mr. Dean, it's the jury having found you guilty of the offense of manslaughter and assessed this punishment. It's the order of the court you be remanded to the custody of the sheriff, be delivered to the director of the Texas Department of Criminal Justice to serve your sentence as required by law. You will receive credit for all the time that you have served in custody on this case from the date of your original arrest up until today, which would be the date of sentence. You have the right to appeal the jury's decision. You do so by giving written notice of appeal to the Second Court of Appeals here in Fort Worth within 30 days.
Rapper YNW Melly's trial revealed that the lead investigator in the case, Detective Mark Moretti, threatened Melly's manager, Jameson Francois, with deportation and imprisonment following the shooting. The following footage shows the defense attorney cross-examining the detective. He first asked him if...
We're gonna add. Although we go everywhere, let me pause this. We go everywhere. Time out. So. Okay. Just imagine that you actually be inside that courtroom just like bro was. And you just heard exactly the words that the judge just said to him. 11 years. 12 days or 11 days. Wait, no. 12 months, 10 days. I forgot. I'll put it right here. But y'all know what the judge said to this nigga. But it was just a lot of shit that was just going through my mind that when he said, what do you mean that you seen a motherfucking... you see the shadow. So you was outside the home. And I guess she was talking to you from, like, where was she talking? How did she get shot? How did she get killed? So you seen something through the window that looked like a gun. And you shot it so many times. The nigga didn't point your direction. The shadow didn't even... You ain't hear no cock back. You ain't hear none of that. It could have been some shit that just... Like this, Chad. It could have been this. He picking up his, her motherfucking camera stick with a controller one night. So he just shot fire through the window.
first asked him if he threatened to have the man federally indicted, and the detective confirmed it. Then he went on to ask him if he told the man that he would not see his kids for a couple of years. The detective wasn't certain if that was the case, so the defense attorney approached him and showed him something in the case file.
Let's go to Patrick DeLoach and see if I can refresh your recollection. May I approach?
Yes, sir. What are you approaching with?
A statement and his words.
Who's state?
Patrick DeLoach with Detective Moretti and Christine Bradley present.
Why are they so aggressive?
The defense attorney then proceeded with questions asking if the detective had threatened Jameson Francois that he would be deported despite the fact that he has been living in the U.S. since he was 5 years old. The attorney was clearly very angry at the detective, so he had to calm himself down and apologize to the judge for his tone. Then he asked the detective if he said to the man that he wouldn't get fed or receive medicine, to which Moretti replied that he doesn't know anything about that conversation.
Did you in fact threaten Jameson Francois?
Same answer, sir. We advised him that lying to us would result in their arrest.
Did you in fact tell him he would be deported to Haiti?
Yes.
Did you in fact tell him that despite the fact that he has lived in this country since he's been 5 years old, he would be deported to... These are his words. I'm sorry. I apologize.
We going too far?
Restate your question.
Did you, as a trained investigator, threaten Jameson Francois to be deported to Haiti, even though he's been in this country since 5 years?
Yes, sir.
No.
Did you in fact threaten that he would?
No, you gotta restate that, bro. You said 5 years. You gotta be more specific. You gotta say 5 years old, but everybody know what you were saying. But he told you to restate it, so you gotta restate it exactly and correctly too. But we know what you meant. Just putting that out there. That was funny how you pointed though.
Get fed and get any medicine in the Haitian jails.
I don't know about that in conversations.
The video ends there, so we don't know what happened, but it's safe to say that by the end of that hearing, the detective got completely owned by the fierce defense attorney. Rapper YNW Melly has been charged with 2 counts of murder in the first degree. The victims were 2 of his YNW crew members, Christopher YNW Juvie, Thomas Jr., Anthony YNW Sackchaser. If convicted, he faces the potential of a death sentence. Here we are at the March 2023 sentencing hearing of a Euclid police officer, Michael Amiot, who was convicted in July 2022 on a charge connected with a traffic stop involving Richard Hubbard dating back to August of 2017. You can hear the judge declaring that the court would impose a sentence of 90 days and would require him to pay a fine of $1,000 plus the court costs. But then the judge said that the court would suspend the 90-day sentence and place him on non-reporting community control for a period of 1 year. But if he violated during that year, the court would retain the ability to impose the sentence. The judge was then asked to explain the charges, and he said that Mr. Hubbard's rights were violated and the officer used his authority to do that, but that the court would use the assault as opposed to the violation of civil rights given the length of time involved. The judge then said that he was still troubled by the fact that the officer didn't address Mr. Harvard, and he went on to scold the officer because of that.
The court at this time will impose a sentence of 90 days, require you to pay a fine of $1,000,
I mean, they ain't shit though.
and will require you to pay the court.
We on the ad. They ain't shit. $1,000, bro. They already 10% that shit. If they didn't, bro, that's only 100. No cap.
Will require you to pay the court costs. In addition, the court will suspend the sentence of 90 days, place you on non-reporting community control for a period of 1 year. If you violate during that 1 year, then the court will retain the ability to impose the sentence.
While Mr. Hubbard's rights were
violated. And the officer, as an officer, he used his authority to do that. However, given the length of time involved here, the court will use the assault as opposed to the violation of civil rights.
Okay.
I'm still troubled by the fact that you did not address Mr. Hubbard.
I can address it. No, that's all right, Your Honor.
No, it's not all right.
I don't need
You do need it.
Then he gave some advice to Mr. Hubbard, saying that he needs to move on and not let that incident handicap him.
Yeah.
Because if he let that happen, then that would mean the officer still had control
Right.
over him.
Yeah, facts.
I'm telling you, you need to move on. Not easy. Life is not easy. But as long as you let that handicap you, he has control.
Facts.
To give a little bit of context, Officer Amiot was going to arrest Mr. Hubbard because he didn't have a driver's license. According to Hubbard, it wasn't long until the
Oh.
officer started using
Oh.
excessive force by hitting him while he
Oh,
was on the ground.
what
The officer
the fuck? What? Wait. Is this him? Oh. They don't vibe the. Bro's racist, bro. It just shows that I ain't gonna lie. You just pulled this nigga out of the car and started whamming on this nigga like. Chad. I thought what he did wasn't even that serious. I thought he was just arguing with him. He put him in handcuffs. He took him to jail, and the bro didn't really do nothing. So he just sued him type shit, or he took him to court for it. But the fact you only did all this and you only had to pay $1,000, but you do have to face that 1 year in that community service, wherever anger management that you got to go through and shit like that. But this shit is wild, Chad. And they wonder why we be driving away, running away. Like, should I? We shouldn't think, should I? It should be like, nah, I'm just chillax. You never know. You could be chillaxing and you could be like, get the fuck out the car. You feel me? Okay.
was first suspended for 45 days and then fired, but he was reinstated a year later. He was then arrested and charged August 2019, but his trial was delayed for 2 years. Now, before we delve into the details of this court hearing, let's take a look at the backstory. In June 2012, a man by the name of Marcus Jeter was stopped and accused of grabbing an officer's gun, eluding and resisting arrest. The two officers that were involved then submitted what would later turn out to be false police reports about Jeter's arrest. Jeter faced 5 years in prison because of this, but luckily for him, the dashcam footage later revealed that Jeter had his hands up after officers broke his car window and dragged him from the vehicle. The following footage shows one of those officers, Sean Corder, addressing the court, hoping that his sentence would be minimized. He talked about his children, of course, saying that he doesn't want them to be emotionally scarred because of him. He added that he already missed Christmas and his daughter's birthday and explained how he hadn't been away from them for more than a day. He begged for the minimum sentence so he could return and support his family.
I love my children more than anything in the world. And I know they need me. I don't want them to have to suffer, switch schools, lose friends, lose the house that they're raised in. I don't want them to become emotionally scarred from me being away. You know? Sorry, a lot of that stuff I haven't heard from my wife that kind of hit me. I haven't been away from my kids for more than a day. And since being incarcerated, I miss Christmas, I miss my little Sabrina's birthday, I miss my Kylie the Rose riding bicycle, which I was practicing with her. And I also missed a lot of Boy Scout events with my son Tommy.
I get it. I hear you, bro. But it's like, I can't take it serious because you read from a paper. I feel like you should just like, man, fake, like hit one of these, man. Forget this. I want to tell you how I really feel. You feel me? Like, come from the heart. Like, I know that probably did come from the heart. You was thinking much on that paper, but sometimes niggas was trying to just use that just to get their sentence a little lower and let the judge feel them and understand where they coming from, which they probably was already going to do it so, or was not. I don't know. It's the judge. But, bro, I wouldn't take you serious if you reading from a paper, bro. That shit got to come from, like, You gotta tell me right there and then. Look at my eyes, bro. Don't keep looking down. You feel me? I gotta understand. You feel me? I gotta feel you. I want to see a tear come down without you even blinking. You feel me? Pause.
I love my kids and my family, Your Honor. If you could please impose the least possible sentence so I can get back to supporting and raising my family.
After he was done with that, Marcus Jeter reminded the officer of the oath he took to always tell the truth. He added that Mr. Corder had his chance to tell the truth, and yet he chose to lie by saying that he jumped out the back window and resisted him.
Man of the law, there's an oath that they take, and it's to tell the truth. And in this situation, there was time given for Mr. Corder to tell the truth. He chose to say that I jumped out the back window. He chose to say that I pulled off on him. He chose to say that I resisted.
Right.
He had a choice. I'm not saying that that messes his character up. I'm not saying that he's not a good guy. I'm just saying that in a situation like this where he has an obligation, a moral obligation to tell the truth, he chose not to.
Right.
Corder was eventually sentenced to 5 years in prison without the possibility of parole. The other cop involved in the incident, Orlando Trinidad, was also sentenced to 5 years in prison.
Damn.
The two officers tried to ruin Marcus Jetter's life by submitting false reports, but they got instant karma instead.
Serving time in that same jail cell. Fuck you talking about, nigga. Hey, y'all let me know what y'all think about this video. I ain't gonna lie. That shit was kind of crazy because every last one of them, especially YMW Melly, whatever you want. Forgot his name. But I feel like the worst one was the nigga that was getting his ass whooped on that ground, bro. And it's like, he couldn't fight back if he wanted to because he was on that ground getting his ass whooped. It's no way that he didn't sue him, bro. How he didn't get paid? Like, bro was on crutches. Well, bro was on a neck brace. After that or before that? If it was before that, it's kind of crazy. If it was after it, it's still crazy. But y'all let me know what y'all think about this video. I ain't gonna lie. I'm gonna need y'all go ahead and like and subscribe and turn my post notifications. If you want to be the Noxie family, all you gotta do is put down in the comment section, hashtag KNOXYYFAM. I'm gonna like and let you know that you're in the Noxie family. It's that simple. And make sure to go follow me on my Instagram as well. Will be linked down in the description, so it'll be easy for you guys to follow it so you don't have to follow nobody else and you think that it's me. The whole time's not Noxie, no bullshit. But I love y'all. You know what I'm saying? Y'all my heart, y'all my soul. A bond would never fold. It's your boy T2E Noxie, but